Good morning, children. In this session, we have learned what is nutrition, modes of nutrition, autotrophic nutrition in plants, and essential raw material in photosynthesis, saprophytic nutrition.
Hello children, how are you? I think all of you fine. All of you had breakfast children? Yes. How to take breakfast children? Yes, intake of food like dosha, chapati, idli, etc. Here, yes children, today we are going to nutrition. Nutrition means the process of intake of food. The process of intake of food, digestion and distribution of parts of our body. Digestion and distribution of our body parts is called as nutrition. Here see children, next modes of nutrition. Modes of nutrition. Nutrition, the based on living beings obtained from food. Nutrition are two types. Nutrition are two types. One is autotrophs. Autotrophs. Second one is heterotrophs. The first one, autotrophs. Auto means, here see children, auto means self. Trophs means synthesis. The definition of autotrophs, in which organisms they prepare their own food, that is called autotrophic nutrition. Hence they are called as autotrophs. The best examples of autotrophs are green plants. Next we are going to heterotrophs. Here see children, this mode of nutrition, the organisms which not prepare their own food, they depend upon other organisms for food, is called as heterotrophic nutrition. Hence they are called as heterotrophs. Here the good examples of heterotrophs, non-green plants, animals, including human beings also.
Okay, children. Now we are going to differences between autotrophs and heterotrophs. Once recall them, children. Here, first, autotrophs make their own food. Next, heterotrophs cannot make their own food, must obtain energy from outside source. Here see children, the examples of autotrophs include plants, some protists and some bacteria, and also green plants. Next, the examples of heterotrophs include animals, fungi and some bacteria and human beings also. Okay children.
Okay children, according to the definition of autotrophics and heterotrophs, we can do this table. See children, it is activity 1. Here, serial number, name of the organism, prepare their own food or depend on others. Inference. Now you can fill the table. See children, mango plant. they cannot prepare their own food. So this is a depend on others for food. Depend on others for food. That's why cat is a heterotroph. Next children, rose plant. Rose plant is also, they prepare their own food. Prepare their own food. That's why this is rose plant also autotroph. Next children, mushroom. Mushroom. They cannot prepare their own food, children. That's why they depend upon others. They depend upon others. That's why this is a heterotroph. Heterotroph. Next, see children, leech. Leech also, they cannot prepare their own food. They depend upon others. That's why this is also heterotroph. Here see children, you can write some more examples on this table. Okay children. See children, according to in this table, all do all plants are autotrophs, children? Some plants are autotrophs and some plants are heterotrophs. The best example of autotrophs, all green plants. The best examples of heterotrophs, non-green plants. The best examples of heterotrophs, according to obtain their food, heterotrophs are again divided into some types is there, like saprophytes, parasites, etc.
Here, see children, what kind of nutrition seen in mushrooms? Yes, according to the table, heterotrophic nutrition. Next, what kind of nutrition seen in animals? Yes, heterotrophic nutrition. Here see children, animals are including humans get food from plants and animals. Thus, we can say that humans and animals are directly and indirectly depend on plants for food. Here see children, green plants they prepare their own food. How to prepare their own food? Children, yes, forests are green in color, isn't it children? Yes. In fact, they are green as they have trees. Trees are green as they have leaves. Leaves are green as they have chloroplast. Yes, do you know children chloroplast? Yes. Chloroplasts are the special structures present only in plant cell and absent in animal cell. The chloroplast consisting of a green colored pigment called chlorophyll. Here chlorophyll is one of the green color substance. Hence they named chlorophyll. This chlorophyll is responsible for this greenery and play key role in preparation of food. You will learn about all these in higher classes. Okay, children? Okay. Okay, children. Next, we are going to another concept, autotrophic nutrition in plants. Here, see, children, who prepare food for you? Yes, mother prepare food for you in your house. In the same way, how do animals get their food? Yes, animals are unable to make their own food, so they depend others for food. Okay. Already we know, children, our mother prepared rice. Do you know, children, what are the ingredients required for the rice? Yes, children, the raw materials of boiled rice. Here, the raw materials of boiled rice and water. Rice and water are the raw materials of boiled rice. Next, source of energy. Here, our mother cooked food on the flame or stove. Yes. Here, source of energy, fire from stove, happens in vessel or cooker. Finally forms boiled rice. Yes, children. In the same way, children, do the plants have kitchen like we have in our house? Yes, children. Plants also prepare their food. Do you know, children? What are the ingredients required for their food preparation of plants? Yes, here, children, the raw materials of preparation of food by green plants, carbon dioxide, water, and source of energy, sunlight, happens in chloroplast in green pots like leaves, finally forms glucose or carbohydrate. Yes, children, here what are the raw materials required for the preparation of food by green plants, children? Yes, named the food material formed in plants. Next, we are going to photosynthesis. Here, see, children, photo means light, synthesis means to make. The process by which green plants make their own food from carbon dioxide and water by using light energy in the presence of chlorophyll. This process is called photosynthesis. During this process, oxygen gas is also released and water is also released. So, this process can be represented by an equation. Here, glucose formed in photosynthesis is converted and stored in the form of starch. Next, glucose. Glucose is a simple form of carbohydrate. Next, starch. Starch is a complex form of carbohydrate. So, the presence of starch in leaves indicate the occurrence of photosynthesis. It can be confirmed by testing the leaf extract with iodine solution. In which part of the plant does photosynthesis takes place? Yes, children. Leaves, the part of the plant does photosynthesis takes place. How do the raw materials required for photosynthesis reach there? The raw materials required for photosynthesis reach through sunlight and chlorophyll. Okay, children. Next, we are going to another concept, essential raw materials for photosynthesis. Here, see, children, we bring all the ingredients required for our food preparation from the market. In the same way, from where does plants get ingredients? Yes, children. Plants get carbon dioxide from air, water from soil, and energy from sunlight for synthesis of their food. The synthesis of food occurs in all green parts of plant body. These green parts contain a coloring pigment called chlorophyll. It is more in leaves, so leaves work as food factories of plants. All the raw materials must reach there. Now let us see how they reach the leaves and their importance. Okay children. Next we are going to chlorophyll. Chlorophyll captures the energy of the sunlight. This energy is used to synthesize food from carbon dioxide and water. Here see
Yes. See children, here some plants have red color leaves. Some plants have brown color leaves. Some plants have green color leaves. Already we know that children, green color leaves perform photosynthesis. Here, now children, brown and red color leaves are also perform photosynthesis or not. We can find it now children. First of all here, the aim of this activity to know whether leaves other than green leaves perform photosynthesis or not. What we need of this experiment? Some red color leaves and some brown color leaves and blender, test tube, iodine solution. Now take a red color leaves and some brown color leaves. Take a red color and blend them. Add few drops of water and blend these children. To make a paste of collect the extract of the leaf substance. We can transfer it to one more substance, one more test tube. Okay children, this is the red and brown colored substance. 5 or 6 drops of substance, 5 extract. Next add 5 or 6 drops of extract into test tube. Next we can add few drops of iodine solution in it, like this children. See children, the color will change. Leaf extract, the color turns black in color. Turns black in color. What do you learn of this experiment? Here see, this shows the presence of starch in red color leaves. This shows the starch present in red color leaves. It is the confirming that red and brown color leaves also perform photosynthesis. This is a small activity children.
Okay children, do they perform photosynthesis? Yes. Red and brown colored leaves also can perform photosynthesis. Okay children, next essential raw material for photosynthesis, sunlight. Now we will learn about sunlight. Okay children, sunlight. Sunlight is the source of energy in the process of photosynthesis. Here the solar energy is captured by the leaves and stored in the plant in the form of food. Thus, sun is the ultimate source of energy for all living organisms. To know the importance of light in photosynthesis, let us do a small activity. Now we recall them. Here, to know the importance of light in photosynthesis, what you need of this activity: 2 potted plants, dropper, test tube, iodine solution, water. What to do? Take 2 potted plants of the same kind. Keep one in the dark room for 72 hours and the other in the sunlight. Perform iodine test with the leaf extracts of both the plants, as you did in the above activity, and note your observations. What you see of this experiment? The color of the leaf extract of first plant does not change because of the first plant kept in a dark room. The next, the color of the leaf extract of second plant turns blue or black color because of the second plant kept in a sunlight. What What do you learn of this activity? This shows the presence of starch in the leaves of plant kept in the sunlight, indicating the occurrence of photosynthesis. There is no starch in the leaves of the plant kept in the dark. This confirms that sunlight is necessary for photosynthesis. Okay, children, here the next essential material for the photosynthesis are water. See, children, plants get water from the soil through their roots. Here, children, how does this water reach the leaves from the roots? What path does it follow? Yes, children. Here, once recall the experiment done in the chapter Knowing About Plants of 6th class, which showed how water is transported in the plant body through roots and stem. On the basis of this experiment, what conclusion can you draw about the functions of the root and stem in the nutrition of plants? Here, water absorbed by the roots are transported to the leaves through the stem. In the leaves, it is used for the production of food. Okay, children. Next, carbon dioxide is also necessary for photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide from air is taken in through the tiny pores present on the surface of the leaves. Such pores are called stomata. Through the same pores, oxygen produced in photosynthesis goes out of the leaves. This carbon dioxide combines with water in the chloroplast to make sugar, which is converted to starch. This serves as food for all living organisms. But we know that starch, fats, and proteins are present in food. All these are available in plant products. Okay, children, here some questions will ask. How do carbon dioxide enters the leaves? How do oxygen come out of the leaves? Yes, children. Plants produce sugar first, which is converted to starch, and then other compounds as well. But plants need other nutrients in less quantity of to do this. Nutrients needed are nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus. Plants require many other nutrients as well, but these are needed only in minute quantities. Hence, they are called micronutrients. Plants absorb these nutrients elements from the soil through their roots. This is the carbon dioxide. Okay, children. Next, we are going to carnivorous plants. There are some plants eat insects being green in color. They can manufacture their own food, but as they grow in areas deficient in nitrogen, they meet their nitrogen requirements from insects. Here, see children, leaves of these plants are specially modified to trap insects. The best examples of carnivorous plants: Nepenthes, Drosera, Utricularia, Venus flytrap. They are also called as carnivorous plants. Okay, children, next we are going to heterotrophs. Already we know that about what is the definition of heterotrophs. Here some types are there. Now we are going to saprophytes. This is a one type of heterotroph. There are some plants which do not have chlorophyll. But how do they get their food? Yes, children. Organisms which do not have chlorophyll cannot synthesize their food. They are called heterotrophs. Heterotrophic nutrition is of different types, basing on how they obtain their food from other organisms. Let us learn about them. Saprophytes. Which organisms take in nutrients in the form of solution from dead and decaying matter is called saprophytic nutrition. They secrete digestive juice on it, convert it into a solution, and then absorb the nutrients from it. Generally, we see this saprophytic nutrition in certain microorganisms such as bacteria, fungi, mushrooms, bread mold, etc. Here, see children, we can saprophytes in our surroundings. We can do it in one small activity. The aim of this activity to observe the saprophytic nutrition in bread mold or what you need of this activity: piece of bread, water, a container and a hand lens. Here what to do? Take a piece of bread in a container, sprinkle some water and close the container and open the container after few days and observe. What do you see of this activity? You will see cotton like threads spread on the piece of bread and bread size is decreased. What do you learn of this activity? These thread-like structures are some sort of plants called fungi. Here they don't have chlorophyll, so they obtain their food from dead and decaying matter. Here see children, if you have observed in your surroundings, a rat or whatever animal were died at your surroundings. Here see children, a small question, what happens to the body after few days? Do you find any trace of its body after few days? Where did that body go? Yes, children. The body after few days decompose them and mix them with the soil. Thus, that help us by cleaning the earth surface, by removing the dead and decaying matter. This is the saprophytes. Okay, children, what we have learned in this session: nutrition and modes of nutrition, autotrophic nutrition in plants, photosynthesis, and essential raw materials of photosynthesis, and carnivorous plants, and saprophytic nutrition. Those are all covered in this session. Okay, thank you, children. Okay, thank you, children.